Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel to another episode of Darkfire Heroes, and today we want to look at status effects. So we want to look at all single status effects in game, and we want to look where you can get them from, which unit or which hero to apply it to the enemies, which spell you need to use to cause this status effect, and which items or gear will cause the status effect at the enemy units. So if you're interested in this thematic, just stay tuned and watch the full video and enjoy it. Thank you guys for tuning in, really appreciate your support, and if someone else is new here, just hit that subscribe button, it's completely free, and thumb up to the video if you like the content. So first of all, what is the status effect? Simply said, status effect is an effect applied by a hero, a spell, or an item to an enemy or to your own units to buff or debuff the unit. So there are some things giving you some advantages for your own units, giving you advantages in that way that you debuff the enemy, and some causing some disadvantages on your heroes if the enemy is applying it to you. So there are several aspects about the status effects. Let us shortly look into the game. So today you will not see that much gameplay, we will shortly look at the things. But we will look at every status effect on a foil. So let's jump into it, and there are some rules which we should talk about before jumping into it. And there are 4 simple rules, and by the way, the source of this is fandom player-based wiki created by you guys out there. So if there's any issue, just let me know and let the fandom know, or edit at the fandom itself. So the first rule is repeat resets. Whenever you have asked yourself, what does happen with the reset of status effect? So status effect has some status effects has a certain amount of time, how long they will be applied to the victim. And what does happen if one unit already got a status effect and gets reapplied the status effect? And that simply said, the duration of the second application will count. If the remaining time is 2 seconds, such as an example of Jabbar having 2 seconds buff of enraged, and there is another enraged applied on it, which will have a duration of 4 seconds. It does not stack up or does not sum up. It will be in total 6 seconds, but that is not the truth. It will be reset to the second one cost, so that will be 4 seconds for that example. The second one that is totally in the same direction, same doesn't stack. But this is not the timing aspect, this is furthermore the buff itself. For example, if you have a damage increase done by a spell and done by a hero, they do not stack up. Only one gets applied with the duration of the later used one. Similar do stack. So we have there some circumstances, for example, when you use, or when someone is, or a unit has the status effect Dazed and Chilled. Both would slow down the unit by 50%. So the sum would be 100%. It means your unit would not be able to move. That's not the true. It gets stacked up one after another. So first one applied minus 50%, the second one right after it, and we are down to 25% of the original movement speed. And the fourth one, that's just a reminder for you out there to remember the correct status effects. SFFT and some frozen food thought is the bridge towards the status effect. Frozen is the important one, that is the second one, because there is a status effect order. And SFFT stays for stunned, frozen, frightened, and trapped. And whenever one of the later ones is already applied and you're causing one of the earlier ones, the earlier ones has the priority and will be applied. So example, your unit is trapped and the enemy is applying frozen, or the status effect frozen. Frozen will take over the trapped one, and your unit will be frozen. Furthermore, there are some or these taking down the actions of your unit, and you will not be able to do something or ultimate or whatever. And whenever this is applied, down under it, the little bar of your special abilities, they will little bit get whitey grayed out, so that you see you're not able to use them. So that's some effects in behind. Coming now to the first status effect, and that's anti-heal with that nice sign, which you can see there on the screen on the right side now. And anti-heal is a real simple thing. It's a debuff that prevents the target from healing. So whenever a unit has the status effect anti-heal, you cannot use a healing spell or whatever on your unit to heal it up. That happens often in campaigns, at the special events, or even in the arena when an enemy applies this spell to you. The spell is anti-heal, which causes this effect, as well as Bizarre has a hero skill where he creates an aura, or his aura of the hero power creates the anti-heal. Unfortunately, I don't have anti-heal as well as Bizarre to show it you somehow, so you can see it here. Special requirements, not ready to use. And there are two equipments or two gears where anti-heal gets applied on the enemy as well, and that's Shade Eye and Cursed Lock. And that's some interesting, as I have a Cursed Lock. That's what I can show to you. Cursed Locked or Locket. On critical hit, anti-heal for 4 seconds, so that's the duration caused by every critical hit. That's why I have equipped it to him. I'm not sure if that is a good one. I don't have a better thing right now. I think anti-heal is quite okay. Then we have the next one. So there might be better heroes to use it, but I thought it would be a good idea. Never mind, coming to the next one, that's Chilled. Chilled is a debuff that decreases the movement speed as well as the enemy's damage. The movement speed is reduced by 50%, no, to 50%, and damage is reduced down to 80%. There's no hero power causing this status effect, but there are 2 hero skills from Alan and Hagen causing this skill effect, status effect, not skill effect. And there is no spell as well as gear or equipment in the game, which is causing the status effect. Coming to the next one, which is quite similar, and you might already know, that's Dazed. Hopefully that's spelled correct. Dazed is a debuff that decreases both the movement speed and the attack speed of targets to 50%. So the enemy would do much less damage in the same amount of time as the attack speed is reduced. There are some hero powers which can cause this status effect from Call. Didn't even know that before I did do the video. For 1 second he will cause that. Rhyme, Zephine, Tonio, and Vana, and there are some additional hero skills from Diane, Eremi, Lorenzo, Mingsu, Raoul, and Zephine, which are causing this status effect. And there is a spell called Dazed in the game, which we get there straight from the first time we've played the game. And Arcane Rosette, which will cause this status effect as well. Coming to the next one, that's Debuff Immunity. This is one, and that's why there is the question mark behind none, as this one is really new and will be, or is in the game since the last update 1.19, but we don't know that much because nobody has the 2 new heroes and the equipment ready to use. So hero power, there might be one, but from the point of view right now there is none. The hero skill can be maybe at Benny, the new champion, new Yuri. That's just a presumption. And there might be, or there will be, the spell Purify, which is causing Debuff Immunity. And Debuff Immunity is a buff that removes all the debuffs from the target and makes them immune to future debuffs for the duration of the Debuff Immunity effect. So for a short of time, I think this one is really good. You will be immune to these status effects, or to the negative status effects, the debuffs from the enemy. And there's maybe equipment, but we don't know so far. That's why there's question sign behind. Coming to the next one, and that's Enraged. We already talked about it. Enraged is a buff that increases damage and attack speed by 50%, which is quite good. Hero power, Jabbar has the hero power, and there are 4 hero skills, one by Dagmar, one by Pure, Dire, and Vargar, applying the status effect. And there is a special spell called Rage, which you all should know and maybe already used. We got it. There he is, for 4 seconds as the standard value of level 1. I didn't level it right now. Maybe I will do in the future, maybe not. There is no gear, which is applying Rage to one of your units. Then we have the next one, that's Fortitude. Is a buff that doubles the base values for damage and defense of a hero. Cool. And there is a hero power from Alexander and a skill as well. And from Sasha as well, which are causing the status effect. No spell as well as no gear. Look a little bit at the clock, as we are already quite long here, but there are some to go. Next one is Frightened, applied by the hero power of Aleon, as well as the hero skill of Aleon, Jargon, Katerin, Makash. There is no spell, and there is the gear Treadcore applying Frightened. Frightened is a debuff that prevents auto attacks and hero powers. Frightened creatures will move in random directions, and you already saw that in the fights from Aleon when they are just running around like crazy chickens. The next one is Frozen, which you all should know as well. Really important one. Is a debuff that prevents the frozen hero or monster from attacking, moving, or using powers while frozen, and stunned to do the same thing. Frozen duration is more significantly reduced by the target's protection score. Something you learned here. And this is applied by the hero powers of Ellen and Ewald, as well as the skills of Ellen, Hagen, and Ewald. And the spell is Freeze and the Ice Blast, but Ice Blast with a less duration. And the Ice Blast Fragment is an item which applies this status effect to the enemy as well. I don't have it right now, maybe it applies it with a critical hit as well, but I don't know for sure. And as next we have Protected there. Protected is a buff that makes a target invulnerable to damage. Debuff can still affect protected heroes. So they can be affected, but they will not get any further damage caused by the hero power of Liang, as well as the hero skills Raibert and Sephine. And there is the spell Protect, which I'm using in the elemental dungeons as well. And there is no gear right now in the game causing this. As next we have Revenge. And Revenge is a buff that reflects 100%, that is crazy, of an attacker's damage back to them. The amount reflected is the true amount and not the amount dealt to your hero. So that's the amount before the damage reduction from the defense or protection. That is really, really nice. And it's done by 2 skills from Ivan and Rhyme, and there is no hero power, but there is the spell Revenge, which you already get here as well. Buff all heroes in the area. That is quite nice to use. Never used it before. If it reflects 100%, it might be worth to use. As normally at other games, it's not that strong, but maybe the duration is shorter here. Coming to the next one, and that's Slowed Down, or Slowed is a debuff that reduces the movement speeds and slow charges down to 30% of their normal speed. Done by the hero power of Filippo, as well as the skill of Filippo, Fena, Nuro, and Raoul, as well as Lutch. We all know this slowdown spell. And there are 3 equipments: Bone Flute, Curtly Harp, and the Sense of Night. And the Bone Flute, I'm using it as well, I think, at the moment. The next one is Stunned, quite similar to Frozen. Is a debuff that prevents the stunned hero or monster from attacking, moving, or using powers, while Stunned and Frozen do the same thing. We already talked about it. Stunned duration is not as heavily impacted by the target's protection score. And as you can see, there are a lot of units stunning your units. Cruzo, Edo, Yvonne, Kare, Maka, Shiana, Sun, and Sasha with the hero power. And furthermore, Cruzo, Hero, Yvonne, Makash, Metos, Otto, Rhyme, Rihanna, and Sun with the hero skills. For example, Otto will be quite useful for me when the Force skill is unlocked, and I'm quite close to that power jump. Furthermore, there is Meteor and Mykonid, quite new Mykonid, which are causing a stun as well, and the gear Siegel of Pain. Coming to the next one, that is Trapped, only caused by a Seppel, his power and the skill. And Trapped is a debuff that prevents the trapped hero or monster from moving or using hero powers that move the hero, like Otto's Crown Pound. Although it can still attack trapped targets, and that's a really important thing. Also take 50% extra damage from all attacks. Trapped is heavily reduced by the target's protection score, but it's still causing more damage at the unit where it is applied on. Coming to the next one, that's Vampirism. You all know it from Katerin, or maybe should know it. Vampirism is a buff that enables the hero with it to heal when they deal damage. The amount healed is 100% of the damage dealt. Okay, that is a little bit different to the abilities like Life Drain or Training Life. So when you do damage at the enemy, you will restore health points. And it would be cool if there would be an item in the future to use, and I think it would be quite OP at some damage dealers. There's no spell, no hero skill or gear right now in the game causing Vampirism, so a lot of space for the future. Coming to the next one, Vulnerable, and that's a debuff that makes enemies take additional damage. The target that is vulnerable takes 50% more damage whenever it takes damage. I think that's for sure physical as well as magical. This is caused by hero power of Darkfire, the hero skill of Dyer, Kiji, and Sasha. There is no spell causing this status effect, and there is the gear Darkfire amulet causing this one. Nice. Coming to the next one, that's a weakened. Oh, maybe I forgot one here, but we will come there later on. So let's go over to Ignite. I've just put that little sign behind of it. It looks like Ignite. Ignite is a debuff that deals damage over time to the target. In the game it's called On Fire. In the description of some heroes like Regenerate, the damage and the duration are determined by the source. It is done by no hero power, it is done by the skills of Jose, Mala, Manuel, Montes and Sao. I don't know how strong it is, and there is a spell Incinerate causing this as well. And there is no gear in the game. Coming now to the second last one, as we still need to look at Weakened. Regenerate is caused by several skills from Aul and Vana, and it causes a healing effect. You heal over time, so quite the opposite of Ignite. It's a buff that heals the target for a certain amount of over a certain time, usually determined by the source of regenerate ability. So these are the ones here which are possible, and now we need to look at another debuff which we have just talking about. We shortly export it. Oh, my PC is quite long, quite slow. So there we are. Then I can show it you right here. There we go. It's Weakened. I know I prepared it, but unfortunately it was not showing here. Weakened is a status effect or a debuff that reduces the amount of damage a hero or monster will inflict with auto attacks by 50%. It is caused by no hero power, but there are several hero skills from Besar, Eremi, Herlin, Leovani, and Yilga causing this status effect. There is a spell Moonbolt as well as Weaken causing this effect as well, and 3 items: Dark Venom, Shade Heart, and Skeleton Crown. So that's it. Quite a long video. Hopefully that was okay for you. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I think there are so many nice facts to know about status effect. I hope this video helps you to prepare better for the battle and to get to know which when something is surrounding your hero on the battlefield, what that might be, and got all the information in this video. Hopefully you liked the video. If yes, thumb up, and see you in tomorrow's video about Darkfire Heroes.